Twitch doesn't want AV1. Because I think you need to be in a beta for AV1 encoding on Twitch. I saw the screen flash. Okay, I'm live on both sides now. All right. Anyway, so welcome everyone to Dragon Quest VII. Let me get this going here so I can see the YouTube chat in OBS here. Let's see. Please log in. Oh, fuck you mean log in? Log in where? You know, I'll just keep it up like this, so I have both chats here anyway. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna be looking at, first things first, we're gonna, I picked up the feedback on the last times I've done this. We're gonna start with the Reimagined between Switch 1, Switch 2. The demo's already out. If you want to test it and get a good length into the game, like what would have been multiple hours of the original game, it's already available to you. If you want to just try the game out, what we're going to be streaming today is just comparing parts of the demo. It doesn't paint the full story as we usually see when I do these demo streams. But yeah, we're going to get going on this, and we have a number of things to talk about too. But anyway, mute my music too. Let's see. Pause this too. So the main thing with we're gonna just really kind of get this one out of the way. The Switch 1 version's 30 FPS and lower resolution, pretty lock 30 at least, and Switch 2 version is 60 FPS, higher resolution, also locked at that. We'll see once we get in here. I'm interested in seeing this visual comparison too, because it looks pretty competent on Switch 1. Let me make them full size here. So that's Switch 1, Switch 1, Switch 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. That's really impressive. 1, 2. You can tell by the 60 FPS. Now this is the Switch 1 version running on Switch 2 as well. The game might use dynamic resolution scaling, so it might be higher. I didn't have that prepared. But again, you are able to see this demo at home and give it a shot yourself. This is Switch 1 gameplay running around. Here's Switch 2 gameplay running around. Overall, yeah, that's really legit impressive on Switch 1 visuals. Let me Control Z here until I get both side by side again. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. Oh, close this out. So overall, yeah, I just wanted to get this out of the way because it's still pretty impressive on Switch 1 if you go with that. It is 30 FPS though. I'm going to link Mikhail's article over here on RPG's site because he also talks about not just the Switch 1 and 2 version, but also ROG Ally and Steam Deck. And the game's pretty well optimized, so it actually does really well. It's surprisingly well done. For me, I did just have a computer upgrade, but and thank God for some deals. Jesus Christ, these prices are awful right now. I only did it under the guise of saving like a couple $100 was the only context in which I was going to do that. But anyway, I'm maintaining like 120 FPS in the game perfectly fine, completely stable. And then just been playing it at 60. Here, let me rewind this a bit, because I want to see this together. I was rushing a bit setting the stream up, so I didn't put Mikhail's article in the description, but it is in the chat replay. But yeah, it does very well on both like Steam Deck and on the ROG Ally, as he was telling me, and there's plenty of screenshots and everything in the article. PC version doesn't have native ultrawide support. There is a fix up. It's available option. Then there's already some mods for like the depth of field and stuff. Must be quite the undertaking. Yeah, I got a plan though. I actually do have a plan. And that's why I'm here so soon, right? Because I was talking about, you know, taking a break from last stream. I've been sitting and thinking on some things, and I came across some more exciting ideas that are so far led by motivation, and they're driving motivation. Now, like a proper port comparison, it's going to take a while. But there will be progress in the meantime, and that's what our goal is here, right? So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I get these shown off here. But yeah, the Switch 1 and Switch 2, let's swap over here. Blip. The Switch 1, Switch 2 version's already looking really good. Let me do Switch 2 and PC actually here. Let's set that up here. Let's see. If I click that, Switch 2, and over here, I didn't really set this one up proper, but not a big deal. Okay. Switch 1, swap that over to Switch 2. Let's see. And then this one, remake prologue. There it goes. Oh, that could have been louder. The demo is also on PC there too. 11 is oh, 7 is the longest Dragon Quest. Yeah, and I can see why. I am a little bit excited for it. Once we get through everything here. Here we go. So let's see here. We got PC version, all maxed out settings, maintaining 60, and then we have Switch 2. So that's Switch 2, PC. Switch 2, PC. Switch 2, PC. Overall, still pretty impressive. I do see some details that aren't there on Switch 2, but overall, that's pretty impressive, all things considered. I don't have PS5 or Xbox on hand. Already moving around on PC version. Oh yeah, the load times are definitely improved on Switch 2 as well. Marginally. Playtime is about 70 hours. That sounds about right. Let's get these back here. There we go. Why is the PC version? There we go. So let's get to the boat cutscene here. There, leave that there. There we go. Dragon Warrior 7 released a few months before FF10 did in the US. Yeah, because it was that close to PS1, right? I was also reading about the story with localizing the 3DS version, because that was also really late. Yeah, Dragon Quest 7 released on 3DS in 2013 in Japan, and then 2016 in the US. It took 3 years. And I'm pretty sure in both of these cases with their localizations, that's why they took so long, because this game has so much. it's an absurdly dense game. And that's why it like took so long and takes so long in the first place. So yeah, here we've gotten definitely enough gameplay of nighttime position, daytime, and then we got indoor here. Just timing. Its graphics weren't comparable to Suikoden, Grandia, FF789. That's true. Yeah, that's true as well. They didn't go full 3D. I don't know if I'd say it looks dated, but that's also just, well, at the time, yeah, I do prefer how other games of the era looked. But still, I think it has its charm. But anyway. So that's that on that front. And a new remake any good? All I have so far is the demo, and I see what they're going for. I am most eager to get through it because of all the streamlining they did. I think it's possible that the streamlining they've done may go too far for some people. 3DS to be too easy? Oh boy. Well, I mean, I have to imagine that there might be some harder it might be one of those cases where they're with how the systems are reworked, they've added new content and fights that push the gameplay to the limits, sort of what they did before in the last ones. But anyway, so let me go here now to, that's for comparing 1 and 2. Sorry, that's for comparing the 3DS Switch 1 and 2 and the 3DS and the versions of Reimagined. We'll be back to Reimagined in general, but let's go over and get some context with how things go between the PS1 version and the 3DS version. I played up to the prologue of both of these versions. And we'll be talking about these here as they go along. It would be easy to generalize as the PS1 version is definitely the most absolute time consuming. And yeah, heavy time investment and heavy on exploration and letting you do it. We'll explain why in a bit. And then the 3DS version most assuredly makes an effort in streamlining it and making it more accessible and something easier to consume. And then the Reimagined goes even further. So it's upon a spectrum of accessibility and consumability and how fast you can go through them. Yeah, it could take you hours to get to the this is a notorious thing about Dragon Quest VII, is that it could take you hours to get to your first actual fight. Because this place you start at does not have any random encounters on it. It doesn't have any fights at all. This island you start on. So rewind 3DS a little bit here since it's already through. Now, I followed a guide because I need to have everything streamlined for this footage. So I used a guide to record everything on this first island and like up to where the demo ends in Reimagined. So my footage is only up to like an hour and a half. It's an hour and 23 minutes. Yeah, it's cropped out so you can't see it, but both of my recordings here go up to an hour. And this is at the first fight. If you're following a guide, I'm also going through the dialogue much faster than you would normally. So yeah, like 2 hours, almost up to 2 hours at most, in both ways. So here, I'll rewind this again so we're at the same cutscene. what Dragon Quest VII features on PS1 is all the 3D environments, and in these towns you can fully rotate the camera, which has been kept for like towns in the other versions too. In dungeons it's like 45 degrees, but in towns it's like full rotation. It has DualShock support too. I found out there. That was me just finding out it has DualShock support. I think there's a lot of charm to this. In 3DS, you break the barrels by punching them. You get to pick them up and throw them in PS1, which is there's utilization to that in the gameplay with holding the barrels and carrying them. But it's also really funny that you can just do that. Alright, so we got a lot to go through here. Let me start churning through some notes here. As I said, I got everything out of the way with 1 and 2. But comparing the PS1 to 3DS version will give us a good, like, perspective on what's going on with Reimagined and what they're gonna look for, and what we're gonna look for. What did I write down? So to start off, many comparisons I've read through online focus on the beginning of the game, and it makes sense why they do that. As I've learned over the years and with doing these streams, it's not really adequate to only evaluate a game's opening. It very well can be the case that the opening portions of the game is a successful read on how the 3DS version approaches everything. So while we'll focus on aspects of the opening, we just simply have to get through the game to adequately evaluate the rest. So the opening of the game was streamlined due to how long it took to, like, it was notorious in how long it takes you to reach your first fight. As we said, it takes hours. What the hell was that? Oh, right, I had to record Elgato for the 3DS footage. So, on PS1, this opening on the island involves a long, continuous dungeon with puzzles on the island in a single shrine. And it has you running around places on the island after Kiefer, and you're collecting 4 pieces of Saint gear and utilizing them within this big opening dungeon. On 3DS, there's an extra little graveyard shrine that was added that you'll visit, and there is no dungeon, like, puzzles like there is here. So since we're already there, let me go ahead and skip ahead to after all the running around and going back and forth between the ruins and Kiefer and town. You're going back and forth multiple times, and then you get into the dungeon. So you are starting the game with this dungeon and no random encounters. No fights at all in this dungeon. Just pure puzzle solving around. And we'll catch up here. The overworld is a lot larger on 3DS here, as you're running around it. It's like fully expanded in scale. But same thing here with running around between the ruins, the shrine, the castle, the town, and to Kiefer, wherever he may be at the time. So here we are. We are doing some puzzle stuff here, but this dungeon that we're in right now is a completely different place, because when you go to the main shrine, here's your main thing. Your main thing you're doing in Dragon Quest VII. One of the main things you're doing is collecting fragments around in the world. And there is a lot of this to the game. It's an important component of the game. That little dude on the right is there to help you in the 3DS version. He's not in the original version. Along with him acting as a hint NPC, and the bottom screen having the map and also highlighting the shards on it. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Is one of the really helpful changes to the 3DS version, is that it gives you this radar to utilize with exploring to find these fragments and know where to go. But anyway, you're getting a feel for everything there in the beginning while in the original, you are going through this pretty lengthy dungeon. A little helper dude in Reimagined, yes. Mikhail, welcome. Have a good stream. Will do. I appreciate talking with the dealer. Show up. Here it is. Talking and getting some ideas on everything. Really appreciate it. I also linked your article earlier in chat. I was rushing to set up the stream, but so it's not in the description, but it is in the chat replay. I was talking about in the beginning. Let's see. So, hi, Gord. Let's see. So you have this continuous dungeon, and like the bulk of it is spent in this dungeon. It's just that this is a really long dungeon, and here I am paused because I'm looking shit up and trying to figure this out. I kind of like this opening dungeon. But 3DS does have you more proactively exploring around. There we go. But you are kind of repeating the same thing to really simple task here. I'm repeating just to get to the pieces of armor, like out in a graveyard. So like this is like a single room, and your only puzzle is just stepping on switches and pulling blocks. And then on the PS1 version over here, you're doing all this water puzzle shenanigans, right? And you're going around, and there was some weight puzzles earlier in it. So that is I don't know if I want to say like the solid indication of how things go. But I will say that there is like a unique pacing to this game and its opening to where, yeah, this is slow as hell, right? What you're doing in this dungeon. Though I really appreciate what they're doing in making you do like this whole dungeon and all this exploration and everything with no enemy encounters at all. Like, to this point, you wouldn't even know that there were encounters in the game. And here's me fiddling about trying to get that orb down there. Almost there. You almost got it. Almost. There you go. Instead, you're collecting these fragments. What I was talking about, like, was on the ground and highlighted. You're collecting these fragments. You're putting together these pieces to other islands that are in the past. This game is all about time travel and everything, and visiting other islands. This is why the exploration is such a big deal in this game, because you are bringing these islands in and exploring them, over them again after you get like the story of them, and then you're going through them again to re-explore them and find the fragments. And this is, I think, their attempt at making the exploration of it so consumable in the original game is because you're only working with like an island. You're not like exploring a whole game. You have like a designated place to look, or at least that is my read and my understanding of how the game's pacing works. But still, on 3DS, you are getting helped by having the bottom map show you things, and giving you a better idea of where the fragments actually are. Let's see. Give me a sec here. I gotta blow my nose. I think it speaks for itself here in how I've been in like this dungeon on PS1 and going around it. And this is where the game takes so many hours, not just from the dialogue if you're not speeding through it like I was, but also going through like this dungeon blind and exploring the overworld of the first island blind. You know, that's the idea, is you are exploring the world, but as opposed to Dragon Quest, let's say like 1, 2, 3, where you have the whole open world and you can explore so far into areas where Austin, start moving. There you go. You can explore so far into areas you're not even supposed to be at in those games, and you can just wander into areas with higher level monsters. The idea is to retain exploration, but confine it to an island. And I think there's something to appreciate in that pacing and how it goes about it. So those are really the big like exploration points here. There are Street Pass stones in the 3DS version, which were added, which unlock new dungeons and special story scenes. They're obtained from trading online or utilizing the Monster Meadows, which is the town you're building in this game. And if anyone has any information to tweak or correct what I'm saying here, please just go ahead and say it. This replaces the old town variation options of the original game, where you would be filling that your immigrant town with like villagers. Instead, it's relying on monsters, and it's tied to the Street Pass function. And that's kind of an MO here with the 3DS version is I wouldn't say it's directly cutting content, but it is trying to repurpose things in a streamlined manner. Ultimately, I guess that still technically less because it does take less time. And also for spells and skills in this game has a job system. For vocations as a vocation system, spells and skills for second and third tier vocations are only usable as that class now. Before, when you learned your spells and skills, they stayed on the whole time. Is there no music? You're not hearing the music? I sure hope that's fixed when I adjust the setting here. Thanks for putting it out, Gord. Only have your mic. Oh, why is that? Whoa, why is it just my mic, actually? I don't know why that is. Hey, what about on the Twitch end? Is anyone audio track 1? Track 1. Desktop audio. Oh, commercial. Oh, man. Spoil party changes? I don't think so. The desktop audio is set correctly. What if I go to disable and then reapply it? Quiet here too. Did that fix it? Fixed. Really? Oh, all right. Okay. Sure. I don't know why. Okay. OBS bug, I guess. Anyway, thanks for letting me know, Gord. Appreciate that. So yeah, in this game, when you in the original PS1 version, you would unlock vocation, the skills and spells for vocations, and then your party member had them permanently. The idea was that was game breaking for balance reasons. So it's been changed to where the spells you actually unlock for everything is only usable when you are those classes. As a trade-off, the vocations rank up faster with fewer required battles to advance them now on 3DS. There was rebalancing in general too with the vocations and which available skills there are. There is no job history or hybrid skill system. Maribel also learns Bang. Let's see, the tidal wave skill was removed too from the 3DS version at the time it was used, and enemies that used it now use Jolly Rager, it's called. I'm glad you told me that, because we'll also have to listen to the 3DS version's OST in a moment here, because the Japanese version of the 3DS version has an orchestrated OST. The American version does not. It has a MIDI soundtrack. There's also been notable menu lag in the 3DS version. The 3DS version also takes the modern Dragon Quest localization approach, and it is utilized in this game to where, with the themes of time travel and different regions, different dialects are used throughout the different regions, just like they were in Dragon Quest 1 through 3. In the Erdrick trilogy, they utilize different accents and dialects. They utilize the older one for the older future times. Older times. And they do something similar, and they try to do something similar with it here. And then they, you know, focus on that too in Reimagined, as we'll see. And there are overworld monsters instead of random encounters on 3DS as well. Jaws being super grindy on PS1, yep, and that was toned down. PS1 was a hard game because you had to grind. It was one, it sounded like it was one you could break open, but it was a grindy game. And that's also been dialed back in 3DS. And so still to the point here about the 3DS version and how much I've been like wandering around outside of a dungeon. Actually, I don't know what I'm trying to do right there. There it goes. Yes, version of the game, time-specific means and method. Right. Finished it a couple of years ago. It's one I could have enjoyed if I played more 3DS RPGs, I think. I'm excited to play through VII Reimagined, though the original idea of the game, I think, was conveyed when I hopped into the 3DS version first. The vibe of the whole game being like this more comfy adventure during the first part of it until the first battle in the game. I still like successfully got that vibe out of the 3DS version. And here I am trying to figure out where to get the last piece of gear, which is in this room. Next will be 2. I do have to finish 2 as well. That will be part of my plans here in the future, which we'll talk about when we're going here. Scratch 8. I do want to get 8 too. At this rate, though, maybe we'll wait on 8. You know, wait for the remaster. At least for me. So let me take a breath here. All this yapping I'm doing. And at the... It really isn't... My footage doesn't, like, convey how long it actually takes to get to a battle because I was following a guide and going through dialogue fast. But it is still faster to get to this point in 3DS. Oh, that's like my desktop flashing, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, as of right now, when I go to record 3DS games, I'm gonna have to record off of an emulator, which I'm not entirely thrilled about. But I can't really... That's like the one console out of my control for at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Hori confirmed that they're doing, like, more... It sounded like a teaser for it. Like, you can very much expect more, more in the works. Here I am, still going with these puzzles. I'm gonna rewind here on 3DS. While I'm still going here on there, let's get a music sample here on DS. Hi Jesus, welcome to Twitch stream. Wait, I'm not hearing it. Oh my god, I didn't record audio, did I? Wait, what? Oh no, it's just at night. Here, I wanted to record this song. Chad, is he cooked? Oh yeah, I was, Jesus. Yeah, the first 30 minutes of the stream, there was no game audio. Good thing I was yapping the whole time, but still, yeah, there was no audio. Sorry, I'm skipping around here. I'm just trying to get to when this song starts so we have an idea of it. And then I won't bring the Japanese footage on screen. I'll just play the separate video for it. Here we go. Let's see. So that's what we got in North America, is this? I think it's fine. I think it gets the job done, honestly. This pales in comparison to 11's MIDI soundtrack. But anyway, 3DS version here. Yeah, that's the sound quality of 3DS in Japanese was pumping out. Let's see here. Alright, here's the Japanese version. Yeah, by all means, it's way better. Oh, and that's where I ended my footage. Yeah, by all means, the Japanese music is way better. This, I think, got the job done. This doesn't stand out to me nearly as much as 11's MIDI soundtrack does. But maybe that is also because it's a 3DS game. So... Let's see. I was gonna say something out about... Is Dragon Quest XII being developed by Hexadrive as well? I don't know if it's necessarily in development 12, but I did hear that, but I also heard at the same time they're pulling... Okay, it's probably... At this point, I can't argue it's not in development hell. Like, that's hard to really argue. We don't have enough information for me to say that. But... Hexadrive is working on it, and they're the developers of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. So if it's those same devs that are working on 12 or instead working on 7 Reimagined, I think that makes sense that that's what they've been more or less actually up to, and maybe getting a grasp on some things. And I don't think that was a bad idea. To make sure they know what they're doing and handling the series and testing the water on some gameplay additions and changes. And then at the same time, I think I read some developers were being taken off Dragon Quest XII to work on 7 Rebirth, or the 3rd remake game. I think. but I'm not sure if it's outsourced. Dragon Quest games are usually not done in-house. The majority of Dragon Quest games are not done in-house. So it was making sense to me, but I don't know if, so I'll look, while I'm yapping here, let me look that up. Hexadrive, Dragon Quest. Yeah, I think they were. They were mentioned in this article from Yuji Horii a year ago. Hexadrive is co-developing Dragon Quest XII. Okay, so what they've been up to is the 12 developers were working on VII Reimagined, it would seem. So, at the moment, I would think that's not a red flag. I think that's a peace of mind, actually, given the quality of VII Reimagined so far. I think that's peace of mind, but it does raise some possible concerns, and there's a discussion to be had about how they're handling Dragon Quest. I think I got my point. I closed out my tab, but I think, oh, here it is. Yeah, I think we got our point across with the 3DS version, so we can move on. But one more note about that version is the 3DS version was actually also on Android and iOS in Japan. There is YouTube footage of it. I didn't look it up. It does have higher resolution, definitely, and reportedly higher view distance, and also reportedly frame rates are higher. But yeah, in Japan, there is a mobile version of VII 3DS available. Let me right here in chat. Yeah, VII was only in Japan. Yeah, you have them on the 3DS or buy a capture card for one. Anybody expects the real footage. I will, at least what I'll do is, and this is what I've done before when I've had to record. Well, okay, when I did the Xenoblade video, I had help from Chugga Conroy. He got me the 3DS version footage. I think for the Dragon Quest XI video, that was not my footage. Because that was the trailer. Yeah, I showed the trailer, because the trailer went really far into the game. So for this, I mean, I still have my 3DS, so I can just boot it up and make sure, like, it looks close to it. Like, this text is pretty, like, unclear and not sharp in the emulator, and I just have to make sure that it's also not sharp and not clear on the 3DS screen as well, which is very likely the case, in my experience. Like, in my experience, that is likely how the game looks on an actual 3DS anyway. Like, if I had a 3DS capture card, it would be looking something close to that, albeit maybe a little blurrier. But I will, like, for a proper port review, make sure I have that settled before going into it, and before presenting it. That's always my MO, is to make sure I'm up on quality like that. In terms of accuracy, at least. A Japanese 3DS. Yeah, or a modded 3DS. Right. Yeah, it really does. Upgraded CPU for Dragon Quest XI. Those are a number of upgrades from back then. Let me go back to the PS1 sound here. Also, we could say we're finally in this forest, so I'll go up ahead here. I think it's too charming, man. I'm not gonna play it, but I really respect the charm of the PS1 version. Fan translation to 3DS DQ11 someday. Right, that would be a monumental task. Battles are slow on PS1, yes. Yeah. I don't think I did it here, but I'm pretty sure you can adjust the speed on 3DS to be faster. Because there's a settings menu right there. I keep letting my desktop show. Because I kept forgetting while I was recording I had to do 3D, to record 3DS, I had to use Elgato. So it's just recording the desktop. And yeah. 90-second summon spells. Okay, so that will be something important for me to note is... part of the issue at hand there is the longer spells. I'll write that down. Okay. Yeah, I was saying in the last stream, and I'm still sitting on it with redoing the FF7 and FF9 videos. Oh yeah, we're getting a new PC version of FF7 coming up too. I'm gonna assume, and many other people have also assumed, it's gonna be the Windows Store version, which is still based on the PS4 version. Which, no real big deal there as far as I know, right? It'll just be like, less of a pain in the ass with some of the more archaic, like, setup things. With the original PC version of FF7, like, the original PC version has, like, that launcher. It brings up a launcher, it has, like, the Square Enix membership account. It wants you to do this stupid, like, account shit just to use, like, the boosters. And then the new PC version should have those nice boosts that are in the PS4 version. But we'll be checking that out too. Square didn't say when that was gonna drop. But we'll see. Yeah, my last playthrough of FF7 wasn't that long ago on G2B, and I did and I did the PS1 version. I was very satisfied with having done that playthrough. So anyway, okay, I've ready to get into the remake here now. So let's keep it going here. After this battle, I'll let this battle play out. The PS2 version Dragon Quest V had those dramatic monster death animation. Very satisfying. I'm gonna write that down, honestly. Because it is part of the enhancement with the 3D animation. Yeah, why not? Alright, so let me see here. We're gonna hide PS1. We're gonna move the 3DS over here. Close the PS1 footage. We're gonna bring up the remake footage. And then I'm gonna move 3DS over here. So anyway, so now we're talking about Reimagined here, right? Out of the gate, this is some refreshing UI that builds off of like 1 through 3's HD 2D. And this is what I'm talking about with like the hope for Dragon Quest 12, because I looked at this in 7 Reimagined and it was like, yeah, this is pretty nice and kind of what I would actually like from what is it? I would like this in a new Dragon Quest, a Dragon Quest that's from scratch. If this is the kind of aesthetic they went with, right? Oh, did I mention the outfits? In the 3DS version for vocations, your characters can unlock outfits, so their appearances change throughout the game. That was not something in the PS1 version. Let's see. This, honestly, this might be the time to replay it, especially if you are, like, you know, employed and not up for all the exploration again. But again, it's like a gradient of accessibility on that front and how far it goes. Yeah, PS1 used sprites.
We all set?
Now on the PS1, they could definitely handle having multiple sprites. Absolutely. But it's still, you know, not a huge deal to maintain those character designs. And we mentioned that, and I guess we'll start that with the remake. In Reimagined, the job vocations do not change the outfits.
Now then, how do we get out of
As far as, to my understanding, they don't change the vocations, don't change their appearances at all.
And remember,
which is a odd step back, I guess.
Even my father doesn't know about it.
Now, what they did for Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is all the designs are like created from physical dolls that they had made of the characters. They really emphasized this for the diorama effect they went for. That's to the same credit of, you know. Well, honestly, I don't know how many vocations are. I'm speaking of like what I've read online. I don't know how many vocations are in this game.
Still not going to tell me what you're up to?
So I don't know how many outfits that would have entailed, actually. I'm gonna look that up here.
I don't care anyway, because I'm not going to.
How many vocations are we talking here?
But you haven't heard the last of this.
That's not a terrible amount.
I'm going to find out what you're plotting, and I'm going to tell everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a misstep, but whatever.
I almost forgot.
Same as DQ Heroes? I'm gonna imagine it is. I haven't heard her in Heroes.
Be getting off to bed. And so had you.
You'd have to let me know.
Comes round once a year, you know.
She has a new voice actor this time.
Mr. Mysterious.
Is this what you've heard? By the end of Dragon Quest VII on 3DS was tired of the outfits. The OG character designs in 7 are just so good. That's true. I do think these designs have a lot of charm to them. Veronica from 11. Kinda. I see that. So anyway, I think the beginning of 7 Reimagined features some streamlining as well. I did find that it tries to throw in some more puzzles, but it does still keep like the, for example, the separate locations once you actually leave town here. So we can go ahead here and yeah, let's get to the sandwich.
Wakey, wakey, wakey. Your father needs your help.
There we go. Of course, the full orchestrated soundtrack. No more MIDI. We don't have to deal with that anymore. Never again. No MIDI soundtracks anymore. We're good. Let's see. There's a lot of gameplay adjustments that I've already noted and that you can note already from the demo.
potion tells me something, I have to listen. I've been studying the currents and tides, and we need to cast our nets elsewhere this year. A fisherman's job is to find
And that, yeah, that's mainly the main thing I have of notes to talk about with remakes so far.
You're not wrong, but the thing is...
There are a handful of...
Oh, look
As far as I understand, there are islands that were made optional in VII Reimagined. I don't think they were cut, but rather they were made optional. To my understanding, they are still there. They are just optional now.
Oh, first, please tell me you brought me one of your mother's sandwiches.
The way voice actors unions, these are European voice actors. It's a different story over there. The voice actors are significantly more respected in the case of European acting.
That's the stuff. There's nothing like pilchards in the morning. I can't say
3 have been cut completely, and then 4 were made optional. At the very least, I do know 4 were made optional. And I have read which 4 it was. I don't think I saw if there were 3 separate ones cut. I don't know which ones those are. But that is part of trimming down on the game's content. And it is a question of do they take things a little too far with accessibility and trimming the fat, as it were. So, in the meantime, let me talk about some gameplay things that'll be noticed immediately. They did throw in a fight earlier than the actual first fight from the original versions. So there is like a single extra fight they threw in. And it has a little like puzzles right before it too. Let's see. I think the really big things that changes mechanically for Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is party members now attack immediately upon selection of attacks. It is not queue up for the entire party and let them go. It is one party member attacks per selection. Which means that this is a game where you don't need to leave your healer on auto, because you can stop the auto whenever and get a heal in whenever. But that also means battles are, I guess, gonna feel faster because it is select and attack, select and attack. It's not select, attack, attack, attack. That's a big deal. The other big deal is there is a shared inventory in this game. There is no individual inventories in VII Reimagined. Yeah, exactly like how 11 does, yeah. And I think that is a big change too, that everyone has combined inventory now. There is no separate inventories. That has implications such as you can still change equipment mid-battle, but you cannot use staves as weapons like from the menu separately. You can re-equip mid-battle, but you cannot like use weapons as like items in battle. And then I have to imagine for things like, what is it, Diamond, where if you take a fatal hit, but you have that item, it revives you or it protects you, and then gets used up. You don't need to equip those to the party members anymore. It should just use them right out of your inventory, I imagine. Because, yeah, there is no individual inventories anymore. Which is also, like, for Dragon Quest, that's a big deal, right? You know? You can turn off objective markers outside of... on the mini... You can turn off objective markers on the minimap. You cannot turn them off outside of the minimap. So, as we talked about with, like, the themes of exploration for Dragon Quest VII, in especially all the fragment hunting you do, and the focus on the exploration with on like individual islands at a time, that's like not a factor anymore, you know? It is, the game has gone like full lengths to guide you through exploration, even if you turn the markers off on the map in the bottom left. Let's see. I did read that there was a battle arena added to the game too. There is also more than likely new post-game content in VII Reimagined, as hinted at in the prior trailers, which at this point may be spoilers if you haven't already seen them. You just know that there's going to be no casino, so don't expect that. There are some other gameplay changes here I've written down. There's a new system in combat for VII Reimagined that is similar to pet powers from 11, where they'll stumble onto these like passive limit breaks, I guess. Once we get further in here, how long have I been? I thought I was yapping for way longer. We're only just seeing the ship take off. I'm gonna move up here so we can get to, I should have already been moving this along. Because you still got plenty of running around you're doing, it's just you're told exactly where to run around to. So all this back and forth for Kiefer and the shrine and the castle, in the ruins, you're given exactly where to go now. This modern UI. Yeah, what I'm expecting is like this kind of UI design, I can't find it again, but like this kind of UI design to really show up again for 12.
Oh.
Let's see. And Kiefer joins. Yeah, like this, I would expect the 12 menus to sort of look like that. Here's the overworld. And other combat things for VII Reimagined. Party members can be swapped in and out of battle at will instead of having to leave them behind to rejoin later. Likewise, vocations can be changed on the fly without having to go to All Trades Abbey. And again, if I'm speaking wrong on anything, please feel free to correct me now before I spread any misinfo regarding these things. You can also equip 2 vocations at once in Reimagined.
Whenever you're ready.
Very smooth on Switch 1, right? It's a lock 30. Switch 2 is lock 60, Switch 30. When does the Steam version unlock? Pre-order early access has already started. Without early access in 14 hours. Yeah, it's very well optimized, as we were talking about at the beginning.
Oh, we got it open! And all it took was a quick jaunt around the island. I can't believe we actually did it. This is so exciting.
So those are the main things, yeah, I have written down for VII Reimagined right now. Anything else I'm more hesitant to explain or talk about now because I have not played the game. I am going to be going through it blind, so it is a lot I need to wrap my head around and figure out how to put into my own words. So that being said, I will also link into I'm going to update the link in the description. I'm going to put Mikhail's link, and I'm also going to put in the Dragon Quest wiki articles that I referenced, all this info I did research on, and the cutting room floor. Oh, actually, I did write them down here too. Game Facts 2, although, so we talked about misinfo before, right? There was actually, in my research, quite a bit of Dragon Quest VII 3DS misinfo that arised from before, what is it? Before it came out in North America. It was out in Japan already at the time. And in that misinfo, I saw people reiterating that the 3DS version added post-game and added 2 new jobs, or added 2 new characters. That is not true. It is based on info from before the game was even like the moment it was officially confirmed to be localized. That late. Now that's something I point out because if you're gonna and why my job is secure. If you ask an AI that, if you ask ChatGPT, what did Dragon Quest VII 3DS add any party members? There's a solid chance it's going to tell you yes it did because it's going to be scraping info from GameFAQs. That's wrong. That should be for 8, and I'll double check. I thought the same thing though. I literally thought the same thing, and then I looked up, and it was on the Dragon Quest VII board.
Are you two okay?
Of course I'm not okay. I want an explanation for what just happened, and I want it now.
Well, all I know is that 1 minute we were in the shrine, and the next...
Nope, they're talking about because they're saying PS1 to 3DS. Yeah. So the users got them confused.
Is it even on the island?
I did see it at the same time. There were also people like mentioning
It's on the island.
speculation based on 7 info though. But yeah, no, the threads are literally PS1 to 3DS. They're about 7. They probably did get that wrong though, you know. Either way they're wrong. Either way it's misinfo. And either way it's fallible information, and that's why we, you know, you gotta play this shit and actually evaluate it.
Thanks for the amazing adventure.
So anyway,
Let's never do it again.
oh, moonlighting, that was what it was. What with the pet power, right?
Well, I suppose we...
Alright, Chad, here's the exciting thing. And where I found some new motivation. I was sitting and considering for the last, let's see, for the last like month, I have actually been having motivation to do video editing and get work done.
Uh-oh. That sounded an awful lot like Maribel.
But I was not having the motivation to play or commit to playing through any games. So I started working on something to get myself motivated here, and that is why I'm dual streaming right now. I'm going to be streaming more on Twitch in the future. These comparison streams are still gonna work exactly how this one worked, and I would like to upkeep them how they are. But if I'm live anywhere, on Go to Bed is gonna be dual streamed too when I'm live there. But anything you want to see me live is twitch.tv/AustinSV. That is the only place you have to go if you want to see me live anywhere. I'm going to be doing all the same things. Like if I'm doing anything on G2B, I'm also going to be doing it on that Twitch channel. If I'm doing anything on YouTube, I'm also doing it on that Twitch channel. It will always be twitch.tv/AustinSV. I am going to be doing a segmented playthrough of Dragon Quest VII, and that's what I've been motivated about. The idea will be with streaming JRPGs, they are known as a viewer poison. They are hard to commit to and watch along the whole way. The idea will be, I will be going live when I am at certain checkpoints within my own personal playthrough. So this is going to give me plenty of time to invest into the game myself personally, get into it and enjoy it. And then when I come back and stream it, I will more than likely be always playing a part of the game that's going to be more interesting to watch, and one I'm going to be more focused and invested in. And that will be how I do my blind playthroughs. I'm going to be doing more than just playthroughs too. I've also got some... I'm interested in doing some randomizers. I don't know if anyone... Oh, I have streamed Archipelagos on YouTube. There's a bunch of JRPGs that now support Archipelago randomizers that I'm very interested in doing too. I have a Pokemon one sitting here ready to go that I'm going to be starting after I do this over on Twitch. Just to give everything a shot.
Yes, it is just
7's Japanese script take up 2 full bookshelves to show how long it is. I think I read something about the length, and that may be something I want to investigate, because yeah, it's absurdly lengthy. But yeah, so my idea is, in order to get me through my whole JRPG backlog, because it's not just Dragon Quest VII, I gotta do this with Dragon Quest II, Trails in the Sky, Xenoblade X. To get through all of these games, what I would like to do is attempt these segmented playthroughs where on my own time I just have to get to these checkpoint parts that'll be more interesting to stream blind going from there. And then that's when I will go live with those. And then if I'm doing any fighting game nights that I always do on Go to Bedcast on Fridays, I'll also be streaming those on my Twitch. And then, yeah, the randomizers I think will be really interesting and fun to do. And that'll just be something I start to do commonly on Twitch. But the main idea is, if it's not of your interest at all, if it's just the port comparisons, this still benefits it, because this is how I'm going to get through these games so that I can do the port comparisons in the first place, you know? This is my idea of how to tackle the overwhelming backlog of games I have and try to catch up on everything, is break it down into these segments of gameplay, and hopefully at a certain point this segmenting of it turns into something that feels a lot more natural as I keep playing. But yeah, it's a exciting idea to give it a shot and see how it goes. There it goes. Rewind that gameplay again.
That's why I have to make do with that little lot, like.
I let that voice acting go fully in Dragon Quest VII, and I'm really surprised that between knowing exactly where to go in the original game and skipping through the dialogue as fast as I can in 3DS and PS1, the reimagined with full voice acted cutscenes playing out is still longer. Or is not as long. Is still not as long, you know? Because this is just under an hour. It's an hour and 6 minutes. But I'm a fan of how this pacing is. I'm a fan of what I played so far in the demo. Nintendo Direct tomorrow? Yes, and I will restream it on Twitch. So anytime I restream anything, it's going to be also on my Twitch. Anything I'm live for will always be twitch.tv/AustinSV. But the idea of it is restreaming to YouTube, because so that the pace you expect me for me on here doesn't change and isn't impacted. And again, this is to help me this is to help me get along and get back on track with the videos I want to do on this channel. And yeah, and then it's still gonna let me enjoy the games at my own pace and play them off stream more than enough, especially with like fragment hunting. You know, that's a for Dragon Quest VII in particular, that's a good example of like the purpose of this is I don't need to stream all the fragment hunting, you know? The idea with 7 is going to be that I'm going to be looking at particular arcs in the game, and all I have is like a city name to get to, so when I'm like, okay, I just got to this name I read about, I'm going to stop here and wait until I stream to pick it up again. So like that's the idea with it. Anyway, yeah, Nintendo Direct I'm going to restream in the morning. Oh, wait. Hold on, I have somebody coming by tomorrow morning, actually. I might restream it after the fact it's already happened, but it'll probably still be blind. Yeah, I just realized there's somebody that's going to be coming over due to everything that's been going on here at the house. Yeah. Prima PS1 guide be on the bookshelf, be for Reimagine. I don't think it'll be of much use, because I don't think it would have been as much use on 3DS either. 3DS to PS1 was already pretty different, at least based on the opening island. your guide for the PS1 version island, first island, would have been completely useless for 3DS, you know? And then I think it goes the same with that here. But at the same time, it's like they show you everything already and where it is.
Well, anyway, this is my best pal.
Yeah, so
This is Maribel. They're with me.
I got through all that.
Excuse me, miss. Whatever your name.
What was I going to talk about? Okay, so 7. Yeah, I'll talk a little more about 7. Final Fantasy 7 with that PC version. Though, I kind of did talk about everything I needed to there.
Can I ask why your
I was gonna say it's very possible that if there is a different updated version of 7 that's going to happen, we might see it tomorrow at that direct. What did Valve just announce? Poker Night is about to release. If anything happens with Poker Night, that is also about to be there. You know? Anyway, I got one more thing I want to show off here before I end the stream with the comparison, because I think for the beginning of 7, I think we talked about everything we needed to. I want to show off something else here I got going on. So check this out. If you're tuning in to Twitch, this is what the layout's going to be like. Hello. I got my character here. I got chat here. This is what we're going to be up to, you know?
I hate to be a bother.
I had this commission and it was really affordable. So I was a fan of this. Yeah, fancy.
In fact, have the lot.
Looks great. So yeah, I don't know why the chat disappeared, but yeah, we're
Sure, that's grand altogether.
well, I'm looking forward to putting time into this and showing this off here. But yeah, I'm going to be continuing to stream on Twitch for a bit tonight. Well, I'm going to be starting up this Pokemon randomizer and then just go from there. And I will be back for Dragon Quest VII after it releases to... What did I write down? L''Arca scenario, which is a little bit in. So I have some arcs written down here to be on the lookout for, and it's like once I get up to those points, it's like, okay, I'm gonna stop and I won't continue until I'm streaming, basically. So yeah, we're gonna be going through we're gonna be using Dragon Quest VII as the test run for this, and that's probably for the best given how like packed the game is, you know? It's gonna be a good reference for how this whole situation is gonna be paced. It shows off both, yeah. Don't tell Twitch about that, but yeah. Yeah, so I will be back on my Twitch channel on twitch.tv, AustinSV, when I continue my Dragon Quest VII playthrough later in the week. And I can also tell you I'm also going to be live for the Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Might be after the fact it happens, it might be, and then I will also be live for on Friday on G2B we're gonna do some fighting games, but again, as I said, that's still gonna be literally on this my own Twitch channel at the same time too anyway. So yeah, again, literally everything is just twitch.tv/AustinSV in the foreseen future. But anyway, yeah, that'll be it for YouTube. So I want to thank everyone for their continued support. I am really motivated and looking forward to seeing how this works out, and hope that this like can restore my motivation and get going. Because it does. That's why I'm doing this, is because I'm feeling motivation here, and I'm feeling this drive to give this attempt a shot to start getting through all these games in my absurd backlog of games, you know? So yeah, right, and then I'm ready to continue my stream over on Twitch, so thanks everyone for tuning in on YouTube, and until next time, thank you all for the continued support once again, and bye for now. And I will be back on Twitch in just a moment. Take a short break. Sorry. Alright, folks. How we all doing? We're gonna be hopping into a. I'm gonna be starting up a 2-game co-op randomizer. It's not co-op. It's only myself. I'm gonna be doing a archipelago randomizer that is Pokemon Crystal and Pokemon LeafGreen. All right. Yeah, co-op with Austin, starring Austin. Yep. So let me do that. All right. I'm gonna be starting in Pokemon Crystal, where I'm most comfortable. Excuse me. Move this here so I get the play off the OBS feed. All right. I take up more than the chat than I thought I did. Okay. Yoink. You make a better door than a window. Chat. What do you mean by this? Okay. So anyway, yeah, the idea is we'll have the blind playthroughs more for like story engagement. But for gameplay engagement, we're ready to go on this front with randomizers. Because I've been so into these lately in the archipelagos that I've been playing. The eye tracking's a little off here. If I tilt my head forward, it gets better. But I do have an extra light coming in soon. Or rather, an adapter for a light I already have. And that's going to help the tracking be better. There he goes. Alright, so I got all this ready. Got my tracker here. There we go. Okay. Let's turn it up a bit too. So anyway, these randomizers can be a lot of fun. I did a test one that went horribly. I've been a big fan of the Crystal one. Crystal is definitely one of my favorite games, is straight up. And it has such an incredible randomizer for the archipelago. I did it a while ago with Tom and Drew and Omnio, where I had, I think, Tom and Drew giving it a shot, and it was a lot of fun. Anyway, Chris. Need a ran, Krabby. Okay. Go with Krabby. It has always looked fun. It is a lot of fun. I think there's a learning hurdle to it, but it is a lot of fun. Is that my cut? No, that's FireRed LeafGreen cut. Okay. So I turned on a bunch of barriers, so we should have like a controlled amount of like stuff we do in between games. Though as I found when we do the randomizers in like Chatterbox, 70 progression balancing is a good focus point. It is a good point to start at. I'm very lucky there's no battle tier required for me yet. There one for black and white? There is, but the problem is for black and white and for platinum, I don't think they even have like randomized battles yet. Oh boy. Like, they can't randomize the Pokemon. They randomize the items, but they don't randomize the Pokemon themselves. There we go. So it's a lot more, it's not the same kind of randomizer you get out of, Crystal or the first 3 gen games. I'm a big fan of this dynamic lighting I got going on. My mic is in a different position than usual, and I can see it's cutting off my mouth. So I'm gonna just move the mic back to how it usually is, so that it doesn't have trouble reading my lips. Alright, that's a problem. That's a problem. I should have went and got a different Pokemon. Which is available to me right now, I think. Let's see. Okay, that's good. And it's part of the randomizer. So when I do Pokemon, I do 60 Dex Sanity, and then I do 60 Trainer Sanity. So there are 60 Pokemon in the game I have to catch for checks, and there are 60 trainers in Johto I have to battle for checks. In the Kanto part of Crystal, I do 30, but because of the 2 games here and the imbalance in them, I'm only doing Johto within here and only going up to the Elite Four in both games. Oh wait, we didn't battle. Okay. Okay. I made a mistake. Gonna be real, this would not have happened if I just took the Nidoran. I could see what Pokemon the other twin has. Never mind, they share a team. I could go see what Bugsy's team is. Let's go see what Bugsy's team is. Okay. That's level 10. That's not any better. Okay, alright, and a Nose Thunderbolt. Yep, Okay, alright, alright, alright. Good start, good start. Gordon, you are cooked. Gordon is washed. Let's see what the rivals got. Okay. Okay. All right. I didn't mean to increase my defense, and now, oh boy. Good thing I start with all these items, just for this reason. Reno. At least we got one Pokemon down. That's a good idea. That's good. And Houndoom went up like 4 levels. Yeah, there we go, there we go. 60, 100. Okay. Okay. Alright, okay. Alright, well, I mean, we're better suited for that battle now, and let me just swap. What was that first Pokemon? It wasn't immune to bite. I can do that. Now we can take care of it. Let's try one more shot. I'm a fan of the dynamic lighting I got going on here. There's a ton of things I can do with all this, with the setup here and the software. That'll be exciting to explore in time. But for now, I had commissioned this of somebody off of Fiverr who does it specifically for VRM models for FF14 characters. For Alyssa P, if you straight up just like search it on Fiverr, you're gonna find it for FF14 VRM models. They did a fantastic job. It is not like it is something I definitely could have learned. However, there is an appreciation for the skill that this kind of shit takes anyway, that I really respect. Alright, let's try again now. In love? Okay. Alright. Let's move on. Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, the rigging's fantastic on this. There was a full body tracking thing I could have done. I didn't like what it was doing with it couldn't move the spine at all. It was only ever moving the head, and I don't think that looked as good. But I'm using just the same tracker anyone uses with an iPhone, and that gets the job done. Another necessary Pokemon with a check. So the next time I do these randomizers, I'm gonna definitely include more games, but this is just a good one just to get the ball rolling, basically. That's the idea behind it anyway. Okay. Use a repel. I have there's a shop in every Pokemon Center where I can buy better items. There's also infinite trainer battles up in the second floor of Pokemon Centers as well that I can use for grinding if I needed to. But yeah, having the work done for me was a well worth it service, and it was not, compared to what you pay for VTuber models, not expensive in the slightest. Very affordable option, and I'm such a big fan of my 14 character, and it's something I wanted to do with my branding anyway. So it really just works out. I have a land encounter here, so I'm gonna walk until this repel wears off. Where's the Shadow the Hedgehog randomizer? That's a good question. Golly. That's a nice Croconaw. I think we can keep the crap. Well, then again, I should look at the move list. Oh, the Croconaw and see. Oh, I need to turn on the XP share. I didn't turn that on. Oh wait, or did I? It was turned on. I was gonna say, how did Houndoom, like, already get those levels otherwise? Let's see. I think we'll do Pokemon Crystal till like 10:30, and then we'll do an hour of Pokemon Leaf Green. And go from there. What I should have done is like make sure all the items are not going to appear in my own game. So that like everything I find of value will always be in the other game. Which is a very simple setting I could have done. Let me go through the moves list first. So I want to move Bite up here. The randomizer does add the physical special split. That works. No, I want the flinching. So we'll do that. That works. Water gun, I guess, until I get surf. God damn it. Man, there's a lot of bad moves in Pokemon games. Let me go ahead and just buy more stuff at the shop real quick. I need more money than that. I did not start with all the money I was supposed to, I don't think. No, I lost battles. That's why I'm out of money. I was losing fucking battles. Okay, well, I don't need it anyway. I don't need it. Definitely don't need it. Let's see. Let's see, I need to talk to this fisherman. We'll see how much I can get done. Honestly, I might oh, good, Master Ball. An escape rope. I'm probably gonna get, like, finish all my checks within the hour. Or within the half hour at this point. It was a late check. Has the stream been buffering? I actually can't see, like, the bit rate or anything. With how this multi-stream output is set up. I can't actually, see the active bit rate. This good? Okay, appreciate that. There we go. Now XP share is on. Yes, learn Bubble Beam. Okay. I'll get the Pokemon later. Just let me... Okay, never mind. That was everything. Okay. A little on my end, but it's been stable since you stopped the YouTube stream. Well, that figures. The YouTube stream was up to 10k kilobits. But Twitch doesn't even let you do that, so Twitch is naturally lower. I'll have to go back and look at the VOD and see how it compares. We are gonna get the internet upgraded, but that is sometime later this month. So dual streaming won't be a problem in the future after we get the internet upgraded. It'll be upgraded to gigabit. And we won't have those problems anymore. Okay, that's everything north. Okay, back in the town. Opal Wave Metapod. Go back through here. Yeah, there's I mean, I was gonna look at a randomizer for this for both Final Fantasy 1 and for Dragon Warrior 1, both NES versions. I don't think that was gonna immediately work out, as far as I could tell. You know Giga Train? What was their first Pokemon? I don't remember. Poliwag. Okay. So we use that Metapod now. Very nice. And takes care of that and gets us a lot of XP. Dawn fan. Oh god, I don't know its type. Well, okay, so much for that. Let's assume water. I mean, let's assume rock and or ground. Here we go. Bone meringue. No. Yes. Fly. Oh, good. There's an option for early fly in this game, but there was not an option for early fly in FireRed LeafGreen. So it's gonna be a crapshoot wherever that is. Did that unlock anything for me? Okay, that did. That's why I should have set fly locations to be, or that's why I should have set the items to be in each other's games. Especially so that, like, my progress physically can't grow while in the middle of one of the games. Okay, it knows Flamethrower. Okay, this Tauros knows Thunder Shock and it knows Flamethrower. Okay. Very run-of-the-mill. It also knows Rock Smash. And I don't care what its fourth move is. I don't want to know. Fuck Crabhammer. Ho-Oh. Great. That's a really good Ho-Oh color. My Metapod is not getting XP, so I'm gonna revive it. Sandstorm, cool, very fun. Everyone likes a good sandstorm. Jay singing the Darude Sandstorm is playing in my head. Cool, cool. That's not a bad thing. Oh my god, it does so much damage. Yeah, alright. Because I said Sandstorm. So it made me think Darude Sandstorm. See, the Sandstorm rages. There it goes. Oh, so much for that XP. That works. That's a really nice hoodoo color. You know what they say about sand? It is rough, it is coarse, and it gets everywhere. I don't know what it was in like the last update. Cool. Oh, and Flash, nice. That's a lot of the world. That's a lot of the game that just opened up. In like the last update for the Crystal Randomizer for Archipelago, I feel like the randomized color palettes are like curated now, because they always look really damn good now. I'll finish up my checks here. That were always available to me. So I gotta go get Farfetch'd over here. Oh, mischievous. Nice, nice, nice levels, nice levels. For fighting games, if we want to do one on Friday, I'm still thinking on which one I want to do. I have to think back on which ones have been updated in the meantime. Thank God. I wasn't even paying attention to the levels. Oh yeah, I'm also on Wi-Fi. That's why I asked about the bitrate earlier. I left the Ethernet cable in my PC in my PC unplugged. So I've been doing everything on Wi-Fi. Anyway, I don't know about Fatal Fury. I really don't know how eager I am to play it or invest in it. What was the other one? 2XKO? Oh, man. I guess that depends on interest. We can do 2XKO on Friday if there's anyone else interested in it. Wi-Fi is okay if you're close to the router. Ignoring everything else wrong with that, I'm not close to the router. I'm closer than I was before, but I am not close now. Yo. There we go. One more check here. Oh, land encounter inside the cave. Down for anything? Okay. I'm gonna have at least like 3 people, just so I can get a break in between everything. So I don't, so it really depends what else other people are playing. Down. Who do you main in 2XKO, Jay? Alright, there is more I could do in Crystal. There's a lot more I could do in Crystal. But everything I could initially do, I have done here. So let me move over to this while I set up Pokemon FireRed and or LeafGreen. Half reading, no problem. Oh yeah, there's also a clip command going on this channel too, just like on G2B. So anything at all to clip, I'm gonna put a button on my stream deck to also do it. But also, if anyone clips in chat, you just have to type !clip. Pop tracker pack? What? Why is it asking for the pop tracker pack? That's a new one. I know I got looping music here. Oops. Okay, I should be good to go here. I don't know where chat went. Oh, there's chat. Okay. And one last thing here. There we go. My buttons are unbound. Because when I plug in the fight stick, it reassigns which controller's which. I clear all this up, down, left, right, start, select, clear that one, select, B, A, L, R, analog up, analog down, left, right, save. Okay. Let me go through the options here because I didn't set these ones. Text speed instant, turbo button, don't need it. Auto run, yes please. Guaranteed catch, guaranteed run, counter rates, normalize, blind trainers on, skip nicknames on, item messages, progression, all. Let's set all because I hate myself. Low HP beep scan. That's fine. Panel scenes on, off, shift, effectiveness, XP multiplier. I always do 130. XP. Okay. There we go. Oops. Damn it. That's what I should have turned on the turbo buttons for. Alright, that's fine. That's red. So this randomizer has also come a long way. I don't think I've done it for a full anything. But this one has made a lot of progress and I think is further along than Emerald is in terms of catching up on some of the features that like Oh, I didn't randomize my starters? Okay, well. Squirtle it is. That's not where I thought I'd start. Okay. I do already have cut. The Pinyap Berry. No, anymore? Okay. It also pulled up the wrong map here. Cities, How did I get the Pokemon Emerald tracker? Oh my god. How did that work? Why did I log into the... I opened the Pokemon Emerald tracker and it still read the same data. There we go. Okay. The more games that I've been interested in playing would still be Tekken or Street Fighter. Oh, there's an item in the PC. Hold on. Not here. Not the Pokemon box. Items. No. Not the someone's PC. The red PC. Withdraw item. AP item. Old Rod. Okay, cool. Shop items. So yeah, I wanted to do both of these games just to have a little more variety when it came to Pokemon. And this is a good one because it has 3 generations worth of Pokemon to randomize in. So I think that puts it a step above the Red and Blue. Red and Blue is like surprisingly very good randomizer. Oh, I already have Flash, right. Let me go west first. Damn it. Okay, alright. Damn it. I'm really gonna break that muscle memory. I might as well unbind L and R, honestly. Nice. Yeah, I find, what is it? 130 XP is a very good, like, balance multiplier. That's a very good middle ground. Don't you already have that? No, you have water sport. You have water spout, not water sport. Okay. Oh, here, let me change outfits. My little thinking here was I'm gonna do JRPGs with the winter outfit here, and then pull out this one for everything else. I became a big fan of this one too. Damn it. No. Oh boy, what else we got? Pinsir? Okay. We're strong enough, we shouldn't need water spout anymore. Damn it. Nice. Let me fix this now for my controls. Just straight up unbind L and R because I don't think they get use anyway. And then turbo buttons A, B. There we go. Now we're cooking. So yeah, after this, we're gonna have a bunch of randomizers I'm gonna be like always constantly working on, I think. They're always passive, they always give good gameplay, like a fresh way to play all of my favorite games. Let me straight up just like start going through this list, right? I have a deposit. I don't know what that means, but I think I paid that. Okay. Let's see. I was talking about FF1, Dragon Warrior 1. Like Chrono Trigger's on here, Super Mario RPG, Golden Sun, Digimon World 1, Earthbound, FFT, Final Fantasy 6, 4, Xenoblade X for some reason. Yes. Secret of Mana, Battle Network 6 and 3, Pokemon Stadium, Zelda 2, FF12. So when I do a Final Fantasy one, yeah, I'm gonna put together like a big Final Fantasy one at some point. We're gonna get a lot more involved with them. I'm keeping an eye on Pokemon Platinum, waiting on Pokemon Crystal to get updates. Sonic Adventure 2 seems pretty fun. I've gone through it before. Kingdom Hearts 2, I re-downloaded it just so I could do that in the future. The FF1 randomizer in general is really wild because it has like extensive amount of really cool options. That we will see in time. Depending on if I do it or not. It can get kind of repetitive, so that's why I haven't yet to like commit to it in any playthrough before. Though ideally, I feel like the more I mix together certain games, the more I can spend less time in some of the games I don't want to play nearly as much anyway. Possibly, at least. Well, we'll see how it goes. There we go. Well, that's as far west as I can go, I believe. Oh no, he's got one more battle. Oh, I can do stuff in Saffron, actually, apparently. Uh-oh. Do I have another attack that damages? Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, thank God. I get decent runaway Suzuka. I blundered my way into Group A for the last one. For the last PvP one. I was pretty upset that I did that. I got in 3rd place. I have to assume getting 3rd place in Group A is better than 1st place in Group B. But I just by sheer accident got stuck in Group A. That's where I'm at right now. But I've just been trying to get A+ on everyone. I feel like I would be stressing too much, worrying about like dedicating anything for anyone. Though it is getting to that point where I probably should try. He won't let me pass. Oh, I guess I'm gonna go go in through the north side. Because how it works in the randomizer for FireRed, LeafGreen is there are 4 different T items. So I must have the T item for the guard in the north, but I don't have the T item for the guard from the east. I believe oh, this is a added waterfall that goes right to the power plant. Just a nice convenience thing. But we're not gonna use it. Oh, I didn't teach Flash. Oh. Uh-oh. I was gonna say, this is a problem. Oh, thank God. I was gonna say, this is a problem. I don't have access to anywhere to catch wild Pokemon at. So how am I gonna get any Pokemon to teach Flash to? But there's water. We have water. Very nice. Let's go south. I think there's some water I could fish at. I almost said there's some fish I can water at. Nope. So those are literally the only two Pokemon. Oh wait, I can use Cut. I was gonna say, you more than likely have a useless move. So here you go, buddy. Have Cut. That'll be something I'll probably stream to at some point. My like contingency plan games being Final Fantasy XIV, Monster Hunter, and Uma Musume. All right, yeah, cool, dude, cool. All right, cool, great. Well, we're here. We might as well. Oh wait, this doesn't work like Crystal's randomizer, I don't think. It's not one wild Pokemon per area, like what I usually do in Crystal. So there should be other Pokemon in this area. I like to do that with Pokemon Crystal, oh man, because it controls which Pokemon I get access to a lot better without taking them all away. There we go. Because if I didn't do that, I would have the exact same party every single time, you know? I would have like 3 starters and 3 legendaries literally every single time, because why wouldn't I? So having it be like 1 Pokemon per route forces like a Nuzlocke approach. It forces a Nuzlocke approach. Pokemon locations on. I thought that's what I had. Alright, one of these should be able to learn Flash. I will use the fishing. Well, then again, it's probably only... Never mind, it's because it's only replacing Magikarp. Let's see. All useless moves, so... Alright, cool. In Pokemon Crystal also has my favorite because you don't need to teach HMs to Pokemon to use them in the Crystal randomizer. It's incredible. It's so cool. We need to get that kind of accessibility into the other Pokemon games in Archipelago. It's so awesome. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, this also doesn't have the strict encounter tracking of Crystal either, but I guess that's not a big deal. When I'm limited to so many areas anyway. And I think if there was an option to, like, even out the rarity of Pokemon, I'm pretty sure that's already... I turned that on. No, that check still hasn't gone away. So maybe it is correctly showing me. Well, let's do this battle. That's annoying. Okay, that works out. Okay. Wow, what could it evolve into? Good golly. What a mystery. What was this? I was looking at which images and things I can attach to my model. Oh, I can attach GIFs to my model. So we got Shump with us here. Special guest Shump. Oh, XP share is not on. Oh, Christ, I don't think I gave myself XP share. Like, I don't have it to even turn on. Oh, that's not gonna fly. Hold on. Yeah, type it right. Okay, I did. I was gonna say, like, the whole playthrough depends on that, so that I need that. There. This would be miserable without it. So I can attach images, videos, and GIFs to follow the model and link them to the bones of the model. And I still have my ribbon here. Many I'll be wearing this ribbon tomorrow morning for the Nintendo Direct. What will I be expecting? Everyone's talking about Xenoblade. Want literally anything Xenoblade. But it's a partner showcase, so I don't know what to expect there. We want Square. Square's gonna show up for sure. If Square doesn't show up, I'll put the ribbon on. No, Sacred Fire sucks, doesn't it? No, that's not bad. Oh boy. So yeah, any ideas for like emotes in the future? We're gonna look into it. Nothing for right now, but having the character gives us a direction to go with the emotes when we do them. No, don't learn Clamp. Wait, what if Clamp got better? Clamp did not get better. So yeah, I'm open on ideas for shit to throw on the model, as well as emotes. But we'll see what we do in the emotes with time. And yeah, we're gonna be chipping away at this randomizer for a little bit throughout the next few weeks, probably. But it'll be at the same time as going between. It's like if I can't work on Dragon Quest, then I'll be playing this. Yeah, Astonish has 30. I mean, alright. Any other floating Pokemon that have gifts like this? I pointed to it like you could see my hand. Any like Shump? Because it'd be cool to have more floating Pokemon like this. Because he really does look like... Shump looks like a familiar like this. What Pokemon? Okay. The lava's going out. Phew. Oh my fucking god. I'm not faster than it. Lele, Frostlass, Shuppet, Mr. Viss, Clamperl. Any water types? Kingdra? But then again, they don't really float like this. I think it really is only like the ghost Pokemon that float like this. Sorry, I misgendered Shump. She deserves better. Polush. Maybe they buffed it. What about Mega Starmie? Should I put a Mega Starmie on my shoulder? Yes, okay. There we go. Whirlwind? Yeah, don't learn that. Smog, yeah. Never mind. You already have better moves. Yes. Not that many good floating water tubes. Sorry, Jay, it's in the VOD. Can't do anything about it. Type always. Oh yeah, any of my YouTube VODs will be on a separate YouTube channel. Sorry, any of my Twitch VODs will all be on a separate YouTube channel. Just Austin SB VODs. Everything's gonna go up there. Okay. Wurmple. Oh, okay, I can see that I got the one encounter I did need here. So I can repel the rest of this place. At least this floor. There we go. Fuck off. The dust loop of Uma Musume just dropped. That's an insane sentence. I'd take a look at it if you want to link it. I'm pretty sure the auto mod, I don't think I set up the auto mod. Which war turtle is my war turtle? I have to assume the one that has damage. I was relying on the one website that was very careful with it had like everything for the dialogue choices. So it was extremely helpful on that, but then they already pushed forward the update that JP had where you just see it in game anyway. So then I just stopped worrying about it. And then I haven't really been on that website since. And then everything else has been going so smoothly, I haven't really had to reference any guides in a while. Let's use it. My duck guide. Oh my god, it is Dust Loop. These are actually very helpful descriptions. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Damn, that's really cool. Though the other factor with the skills is like, when in the track do they activate? Phase, mid-race, zone, mid-race, random. Okay. Those aren't really factors I'm going to be understanding, but they are there, so... Corner. After 50% of the race. Okay, that's pretty good. This is significantly easier to read than the other website. Same with the support cards. Yep. Oh, I can see what they are at max level. Okay. What was the recent one they just added? The event one? I think it was the energy one. Or not energy, guts. See, no. King Halos? Damn it, I don't remember which one. The Brian one? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, and then I can just see at the max level it gets a priority 50 over 35. Which is significantly better. Oh, it can even go by level 2. Okay. Cool. Alright. That's cool. Keep that bookmark for later. Okay. Oh my god. I forgot the antidote. I do have an encounter in the zone. Wealth camp? Yeah, sure, why not, you know? Comet Punch? Yes. Stop learning it. Poison Fang? Let's give it a look. 50, 100. And it's physical. I should really put Arbok in front. Yeah, of course I missed. Oh, maybe it's both. Okay. Okay. The rich get richer, and the Arbok suffers. Just need a super potion. Okay. I do need a random encounter, but we're gonna be back in that zone anyway. So I'll worry about it later. I'm gonna fight here, and then there's an item to the bottom left. I think I mentioned it. I'm gonna get a adapter for my mount here, so I can put a extra key light right on top of the phone for tracking me. And that light will be very useful for getting rid of the glare of my monitors. Basically. So then the eye tracking is going to be better. Yeah, when I first got this model and I saw like the preview whip of it, I was so happy with like how much you could do with the face. And I was like, I want to take full advantage of this tracking because this is really damn cool what you can do with it. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to let it like just do mouth flaps. Oh, hell yeah. But then I saw like all the expression it was capable of, and it's like I really should be trying to do that justice. So, spare iPhone here. Decided to just use that. And it's not my main phone, so no problem in multitasking with it. Don't have to ever really take it off the mount. I'm at 8 Pokemon. Damn it. There we go. Satu, nice. There we go. How much do I have here? Oh, there's a lot. Okay. I'm probably gonna end up going until 11:30 and then we'll call it. I don't know, what's my save time at? Yeah, we'll go a half hour longer. That'll be a goal to get an hour of in-game time. That'll be the goal. I was gonna say, there's some stuff to do on this side. Oh, but I have cuts, so I can just go in and out anyway. Okay. Nice. Make some stops in here for non-battle checks. Camera up for Jinx. Okay, the trades are randomized. Oh, okay, and now it unmarked it because it's not for a Pokemon needed. Okay. Oh, a badge. Okay, cool. One down, 8 to go. 7 to go, sorry. Yep, I've got to find all my badges. And that's what's gonna be keeping us here for a while. Is I have to find every badge for both games. We'll see how many sessions it takes before I just hint for them. Okay. Water types, huh? Yeah, what water types do you have, Misty? A Houndour, wow. A fascinating water type. Okay. Alright, what else do we got? Never mind, that was all 3 Pokemon. Or 2. Oops. Alright, rival fight. Then we'll definitely have more to do up north. Good levels, good levels. Yeah, if we didn't do it like this would take so goddamn long. Longer than it's already gonna take, you know? So XP share is pretty non-negotiable for like the randomizer. I'm really gonna get tripped up by Pokemon and bag being moved between the games. Nice. Good stuff. Nice. Okay. Don't have to fight anyone here, but I do have to talk to you. There's also a wild encounter here and a Pokeball item. Yeah, it figures. No Hydro Cannon. No thank you. Sir Viper. Nice, good crit. Okay. And what Pokemon do we got? Gorbis? Coincidence? Yeah, there's somebody coming out to the house tomorrow morning. What time is that direct? It is at 9 a.m. Eastern, isn't it? I think it's 9 a.m. because it's like 6 a.m. Pacific. Yep, 9 a.m. Eastern. Damn, I didn't think of that. So I'm gonna restream that direct late because I won't be able to watch it right at that time. Not Mad Cargo. Not Torkoal. Wheezing. Very nice. Okay. Oh, there's a Pokemon I gotta catch in this area too. Not Charlotte, correct. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, sure, why not? Why not Sam Tomb, you know? Get out of here. Fuck out my face. Am I still in the Sand Tomb? No. Thank you, Shuppet. 80, 100. Nice. Let's see, what wild Pokemon do we need to catch here? Not Smoochum. Mr. Mime. Coin case, okay. And I don't no use for that right now. Okay, I do, because you're a fight. Okay, I should really heal before I go into another one. Head back down here. Meanwhile, there's actually not a terrible amount of other checks in the immediate vicinity. It could be way worse. Let's actually go and sort out my party here. Oh, hold on, we have the move system now. Shift out this War Turtle. I'd like to bring Zatu along. We don't need Flash anymore. Hopefully not. That's about all I can do for now. What do we got here? One encounter, and there's also a water encounter, but I can't get that yet. Spinda, not Spinda. Espeon, wow. That's the cool thing about having 3 gen of Pokemon, there's a lot to pick from. Hey, horsey. Okay. Yeah, we have to finish what I was doing up here. You. And then I gotta help Bill. Oh, I just looked at... Oh, boy. That's fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. See? This is fine. Block? Do not learn block. Tail glow. Yes. That's a move I have just learned about exists. God damn it. That's all I got. Oh my god. I'm gonna say, if it does Dragon Rage again, god damn it. God damn dragons. The show shell. Bill needs to clean this place up. Safari Pass. I can't get the fuchsia yet. Yeah, no fuchsia yet. I need to backtrack a little bit to the Oak-Aid. Where am I at? Okay, I'm 13 Pokemon, 49 minutes in. I don't have to go this way. Okay. So then, to my understanding, I should be able to just waltz on through here. Okay. Let's go to Pokemon Center before anywhere else. I should really check my TMs. Shockwave. Dragon Claw? No one can learn it. Water Pulse. That's fine. Earthquake. Oops. I have a lot of really good TMs. Shockwave. Oh, Shuppet can learn it, sure. Double check, this is what I think it is. Yeah, 60 and doesn't miss. Get rid of Confuse Ray. Terrain. No, I think we're good there. Okay. The dude had Psychic. I'm gonna have to assume we have to, yeah. Oh geez, there's 3 fights in here. Oh, and I still didn't go to that Pokemon Center. Whoops. Yeah, I'd be excited to do like a big blowout on a whole bunch of Final Fantasy games for Archipelago. Like what do we got? 1, 4, 6, 12. No 7. I think 10 is in the works, but I don't think it's playable yet. No 7, no 8, no 9. Oh, Tactics too. So 1, 4, 6, 12, and Tactics. We could just throw all those together. Thank God. Yes, change Pokemon. Sky Attack. Man, whatever. Whatever, man. I'm gonna go heal. God damn it. Oh, I gotta go all the way to the other side of town. All right. Try again. Fighting Dojo. Alright, what kind of Pokemon do we got at the Fighting Dojo? Tailo? Okay. Yeah. You never know. Was that an ability? Abilities are randomized too, by the way. Just double check. Water absorb. The Delcatty has water absorb. That's cool. How nifty. Good for her, you know? Which is the other... That's the other cool thing about, the randomizer for FireRed, LeafGreen is we have abilities. So abilities get to be randomized too. Oh, Lord. Oh, you're killing me, man. Our box faster. Welcome back, Delcatty. Nice, nice, good stuff. Keikaku Dori. I am once again going back to heal. I think I do have to fight the dude at the top to grab the 2 items above them. I think. But otherwise I can just go in and grab them. Well, I don't see in the tracker, I don't see a fighting NPC. So I really don't remember. Nice, 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 nice. Poison Sting. No. Okay, cool. The Versus Seeker. Yep, I do have to fight him first. Venusaur. So we got Quilava 4. Oh my god, it's really fast for a Venusaur. I think Venusaur is the slowest of the 3 starters, right? Venusaur is slower than Charizard and Blastoise. Actually, what level was it? I lost him. No, keep using it. Was that a level 18 Venusaur? And it was faster than level 24 Quilava? I don't know about that one. I don't need either of those Pokemon. Okay, so we got them both checked. Oh, I never went back to that Oakade. Whoops. I guess we're gonna do that now. I don't have the bike, right? I was supposed to give myself the bike, but then I didn't. No, no bike. That's alright, we'll just run on back. And I guess we'll make that the last thing we do is this okayed check, which I don't even have to go through the cave for. Thankfully. Oh yes, I do have to go this way. But yeah, I got a ton of randomizers that I can like sift through and plan and coordinate and put something together. Let's see. Nice. My group streams that would be on Go to Bedcast are still also going to be on G2B and here at the same time. And all the VODs will still be on the VOD YouTube channel, and any poor comparison streams I'm gonna do just like I did with Dragon Quest. But yeah, tomorrow Dragon Quest comes out. I'm gonna make some progress in it before I stream it. So tomorrow night, my plan for streaming is gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Just to like fill the void of G2B on 2 of those. So if I get enough time into Dragon Quest in like a single day, between when they give me the code and like a few hours in, that probably won't happen, but if it somehow does, I can stream that tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll just continue more of this randomizer, make more progress there, and see where I'm feeling and where I want to go from there. And same with, I won't be live at 9 a.m. probably with that Nintendo Direct, because I do have somebody coming out to the house tomorrow morning. But when I am available, I will restream it, and I will be going in as spoiler-free as possible for it too. So that'll be the plan. So I'll be back tomorrow morning, and then back tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night as well, for more streaming. Whether it's more Dragon Quest or more of this, and that'll be the plan for now. So thanks everyone for tuning in. And until next time, I would say thank you all for the continued support. And bye for now. Let's see.